My world is 2,800 days old. In that time, I built some of the most overpowered mega farms in Minecraft Bedrock. So to celebrate 10,000 of you, I'm putting them all in one place so you can become just as OP in your world. From the craziest gunpowder farm you've ever seen to a massive iron farm, this is all you need to become unstoppable. I have 1 week to farm over 100,000 gunpowder for the biggest project of my life, but I can't show you yet, because I put it on hold to create a farm that shouldn't be possible in Minecraft Bedrock. It uses a broken mechanic called death skipping to produce 8,700 gunpowder per hour, twice as fast as the fastest creeper farm. So this is how I built the most broken farm in Minecraft to save my most ambitious project. But before I get into the game-breaking stuff, first I gotta collect some super odd items, which includes some end rods and also brewing sands. You know, the typical stuff you'd build your typical gas farm out of. So I headed to my old gas farm, which gets me about 1,500 gunpowder per hour. I know, really living in the dumps over here. This whole thing needs to come down. And I can finally start building all of the platforms. And yes, I'm building out of quartz because I think it pops out really nice in this biome. And honestly, it'd look kind of better in a thumbnail. This is how big each platform's gonna be. And there's gonna be multiple layers of this on each side as well. Yeah, this is what an entire completed layer for this farm looks like. Scaffolding and the activator rail, it's gonna have a minecart on top eventually. And that's really, really important for transporting the gas. And I have to build that 2 more times going downwards. This is the most mindless building I've done in a while. Also, I built a mob switch to stop gas from spawning while building. It's pretty simple. You just need some chicks, name tags oozing, and ba-ding ba-doom. Mob switch. And there we go. Oh my goodness, that is all the platforms done. Yeah, I had to build 4. Took me a solid 40 minutes. Not too bad. And that is one of the 4 sides done. Look, I told you use end rods. These are actually really vital to this whole thing working. And I'll explain that in a bit. First, I gotta get to actually building the next one. Now, to achieve 8,700 items an hour, we have to exploit the core mechanics of Minecraft Bedrock. And pay attention, because we've got sim distance, spawning sphere, split density, and death skipping to talk about. Each of those is the secret to almost any farm you've ever built in Bedrock, except for death skipping. I'm really confident you've never heard of that. We'll start simple with sim distance, but trust me, it only gets a lot more confusing. When you load up a new world and go to advanced settings, you'll find options for simulation distance. 4 chunks, 6 chunks, or 8 chunks. By default, it's set to 4 on Bedrock, so that's what most of you and other servers play on. So what is it? Well, here's an example. There's a furnace smelting iron 4 chunks away from me. I move a chunk away, and it pauses smelting because it leaves my simulation distance. Think of it like you're the main character. If you're not around, the world stops moving. I know, I can relate. This is the case for everything in Minecraft. Your redstone, farms, crops, minecarts, anything that moves or updates. So sim distance tells the game what to load, but spawning spheres tell the game where to spawn mobs. Using this resource pack, the armor stand simulates the player. Green means no spawns, red is the sweet spot. It's like your own personal space bubble. Kinda awesome. So when building a mob farm, the spawning platforms need to be built in any part of the red circle relative to the AFK spot, and that's why you typically AFK away from the farm. And yeah, we've got that checked off for this gas farm. Now, split density is kind of a combination of all of this. You see, each mob has its own spawning rules. Part of that is something called its density. Density is the number of a specific mob that can exist within a 9x9 chunk area. Ghasts have a density of 2. Only 2? That's so bad for a good farm. Well, here's how you can trick the game into doubling that. Because if you have 4 chunks between 2 spawning platforms, because they're so far apart, they would each have their own density, meaning I can get 4 gas to spawn at a time rather than just 2. And this applies to every mob farm, by the way. Though this is especially important for this farm because of how low the gas density is. However, adding another 2 platforms in the other directions, as you see I do here, wouldn't typically increase spawns more, not on simulation 4. So what's the reason we do that here? Well, the real secret is death skipping, a trick that kills mobs so fast, gas can spawn every millisecond. But we'll have to get to that later. Whoa, crazy transition. I forgot to record me building it. Yeah, I've gotten the entire second side done. You know, obviously minus all the minecarts that I have to put here. And also all the end rods that I have to place right there as well. Now, why are the end rods used? It has something to do with locking the minecart in its place. It's actually really simple. The end rods are able to stop the movement of the minecart while still allowing gas to spawn. Use any other block in their place and it'll block gas from spawning. Yeah, I don't know why end rods are so special, but you know, just whatever they are. So obviously we're using the zippy minecarts that we have on Bedrock. Basically, mobs will enter that and immediately be ejected, and you could kind of like carry that over. Thing is, with these activated rail minecarts, it'll always put you in one singular direction. How do you change that though? Well, Mikehomer found out that if you place a glass pane, that changes the direction that you go in. So now I will never go on that end route. Yeah, dude, Mikehomer's got some crazy tech. And it gets even crazier for the whole sorting system too. The item transportation for that is literally insane. And of course, we're doing that for each spot that there is a scaffolding, except this middle row actually, because I need to connect all of these up. And I'll add a bunch more safety minecarts that are directed to the center of the farm. And look at that. Now imagine I were a Ghast. I'd just be doing this. That was a really bad Ghast impression. Normally you wouldn't have these so far apart, but because it's a Ghast and their hitbox is just massive, it's kind of okay for this thing. Yo, look at me go. That's so sick. I also forgot to place a glass pane here. Nice, dude. Player 1 fell off the cactus. Player 2 went up in flames. Player 3 walked in a cactus while was trying to escape. Basically, all those minecarts will take the gas to this one, and that will lead them to this minecart, which actually has 2 stacked in there. And then we ended off with a cactus. Now, the cactus isn't actually what kills the gas. It's more of a safety precaution for the farm. And of course, down here, we have the system that'll dispense all the items that are collected. And I also still have to get to the kill chambers too, but I'm gonna do that when I'm finished with all 4 sides, because the kill chambers are just something else. Like, it is so crazy that Mikehomer figured all this out. In the meantime, let's get to building the next platform. Oh my goodness. Yeah, guess we're still spawning even with the mob switch. That's because the one I built was what's called a local mob switch. It only covers a 9x9 chunk area. And when building the platforms, I'm loading chunks past that, which means other mobs can spawn. Honestly, I could have built a global mob switch, but instead I created 4 more local ones outside each spawning platform. All right, well, I got the 3rd side all done. Now I'm just working on finishing the last one. But guys, there is kind of a problem. It's currently Thursday. I started this project on Tuesday, so I have till next Tuesday to finish this whole thing. That way I don't get too behind and I'm able to work on my secret project. The issue is tomorrow I'm leaving to go on a trip with some friends. Going to Canada, guys. And I won't be back till late Sunday, which means I'll only have Monday and Tuesday to finish this entire thing and collect all 100,000 gunpowder. So today I really gotta get on this. I actually kind of get a little worried, but that's okay. At that moment, I realized I had another big problem to tackle if I wanted to collect the 100,000 gunpowder. How many shulker boxes would I need for all that gunpowder? It can't be that much, can it? Please don't be. I really don't want to make a shulker farm. Please don't make me make a shulker farm. 58 shulker bucks? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I have to. Dang it. Oh my goodness. Now, you may think I'm overreacting, but since the dawn of Steve, I have been deathly afraid of dying while building a shulker farm. So here goes nothing. Okay, this should be everything we need, hopefully. I just gotta go to the end. Oh, hey, look. It's another farm I built to help me with the secret project. Yo, okay. Anyway, I have to search for an end city. Okay, sick. That didn't take that long at all. Might as well loot it real quick, I guess. Guess I got an extra elytra in case I break this one or something. I don't really know. All right, and this is a perfect spot to start building this thing. The specific farm is by Exile Nexus, by the way. And it says, what, 32 shulker shells an hour? Dude, I'm set. Real quick, my friend stole my phone and marked December 29, 2027 in my calendar as the day I need to hit 100,000 subscribers. I think it's ambitious, but he believes it's possible. So prove him right, or wrong. It's up to you. Thank you, guys. Okay, technically, this is the entire farm done. I just now need to get all of these shulker guys in there. And I looked at an enderman, everything's already going wrong. All right, I prepared with some potions of invisibility. So let's drink that. We'll have this for 8 minutes, hopefully. Oh, no. Why are you showing your faces? Wait, was it my armor? I think if I just do this, they should get in. Oh, let's go. Here we go. We're doing this, boys. Yes, here we go. Okay. And I think if I just break the boat. Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. No. Ow. Oh my goodness. I gotta be careful. Oh my goodness. If I died there, dude. Am I fine holding a totem? I think I am. Okay. Yo, I don't know how much longer I have left on my invisibility. Okay, I need to do this fast. All right, now when I break this boat, they should teleport to the only place they can, which should be in here. Oh, one's in there. Okay. I guess I just have to wait for these guys. I forgot to button something. I forgot to button something. Are we joking right now? How was that man just floating there? Okay, I gotta try this again, clearly. They're in. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the chorus fruit around because I do not want that happening again. Okay, please, I'm begging you. There we go. The other guy's dead? No. Are you joking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Finally. We actually have so many shulker boxes now. This is actually so good. And don't ask why I'm in full diamond gear right now. I may have died in the void right over there. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording, but here's a little reenaction. Oh. Wait, what? I'm dead. Anyway, that finally means I can actually finish up the dumb gas farm. Not gonna lie, it's Monday. I may have spent all of Thursday night playing some volleyball. It's alright though, because I had a ton of fun. But that does mean I have basically today to finish the killers, the item transportation, and the item sorters. And me dying did not help at all. That sucked. That's every kill chamber done. I'll show you guys how this entire thing works in a little bit. But first, I have to connect all these redstone lines going towards the center. And adding these repeaters here will make sure that this clock is going. I need to make some glass barriers around the top layer. That way, when ghasts are in the farm, they don't actually escape. Now it's finally time to do the super satisfying item transportation. That uses brewing stands. Yup. I actually am so excited for this. You guys don't even understand. So basically, an item up here is dropped down, picked up by this dispenser, and then dispensed onto these brewing stands, where it then kind of just slides off. But how do we get that all the way to the center of the farm? Well, this next thing is actually so cool. Basically, we have an entire line looking like this, and simply when I put an item through here, it will travel along the entire thing for no reason. I guess the brewing stands kind of push it along. Isn't this insane? Like, what? It literally traveled all the way to the end. And like that honey block is used to align it between these two armor stands and then pushes it. Dude, it's so crazy. I have zero idea if Mikehomer was the inventor of this, but he's the one that I learned this from, and it's actually wild, dude. Anyway, of course, I have to do that on every single side. Look at that. It seems to be working very beautifully. Wait till you see all the items coming through here when the farm zoning is. It is actually so satisfying. Plus all the gas dying super fast. Dude, this is probably the most satisfying farm I think that exists. Oh, snap. Okay. I might have built this wrong. Anyway, those will all meet in the middle, and this is where the entire item storage will be, which is also kind of a crazy design, not gonna lie. And with this whole thing complete and all of these mine carts in place, the gas farm is ready to go. That means I can finally take all these shulker boxes and get rid of this entire glass platform. Also, these chests just full of a ton of gas tiers. Not really gonna need that, so I'm just gonna do this. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's all just gonna be sitting. That should be fine, to be honest. And this right here will be my AFK spot. Now, to actually set up the farm, I need to come down to each killing area, and basically, I just need to shoot instant harming arrows at these gates and then open them up. That way they're now on those trapdoors, and then I have to run back to the middle and basically repeat that for each and every single one. Now the reason we have that thing going up and down each time is because the arrows will actually despawn after 1 minute, but with that kind of machine it resets the timer each time the trapdoors go up and down. So as long as I run back to the middle, I don't have to worry about it at all, which is really nice actually. There we go, that's all those in. And then, oh wait, I almost forgot. Dang it. I need to get rid of all these guys before I actually start the farm, because they're taking up the mob cap. I'm just gonna send them into the lava. There we go. Look at them. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi guys. Served well. And with all of that gone, I believe the farm is ready for use. So if I just flick this lever, oh my goodness. Did you see that? They die so fast. Look at that! This is so crazy! And you can see all the items coming down there too! Oh my goodness. This death skipping is so overpowered. While I AFK, I want to answer this question. What is death skipping? Well, it's literally what it sounds like. Skipping death. Let me explain. Stop. Did you see that? Let me play it back. That right there. Arguably the most iconic and recognizable, yet overlooked part of Minecraft. The death animation. Every mob has the same one. Tilt, turn red, and disappear in a puff of smoke. It takes 20 game ticks. Here's why that's so important. During that entire second, a dead mob still counts towards the given density cap, essentially blocking a new one from spawning. For a density of 2, that really sucks. So what's the solution? Skip the death animation by abusing the despawn line. Pay attention. Mobs that leave the spawning sphere despawn instantly. So by using the ZP minecarts, we need to pull the gas across that line the second it's killed by an arrow killer. The dying entity deleted just as the animation starts. The loot is dropped, the density cap clears, and more gas spawn immediately. And voila! That's skipping. Plus, you can still hold the Looting 3 sword and it will apply to all the arrows, which we need 2 of, by the way, 1 on a 1-tick delay so that we can actually hit every ghast that comes through. And that is 100,000 gunpowder in these chests. This is insane. Huge shout out to Old Rusty for introducing me to this insane farm. Definitely go check him out. Now, with all the gunpowder, I can finally continue my secret project. Make sure you subscribe because that video will revolutionize Bedrock content. I am so sick of this horrible iron farm we have on Bedrock. That's why I set out to build a farm that gets over 3,800 iron per hour. But to achieve this, I need to build 4 critical farms that every survival player should have. If you don't have an iron farm, let me explain why it's the most important farm for every Minecraft world. There are 27 recipes requiring iron in Minecraft. Out of 379 total recipes, that's 7% that require iron. That may not seem significant, but consider the number of items in the game. Iron is used the most in crafting recipes of any item. It makes things like hoppers, minecarts, pistons, and so much more. All things that every player uses all the time. I didn't know this farm would take 17.5 hours to make, but it was well worth it. But before I get into that, I have a few farms to build. Because you know what they say, if you give an eggnog a farm, he'll need some more to go along with it. All of like 2 of you just got that reference right there. Anyway, I'm gonna start with creating a stone generator. That's because, as you can see, I'm kind of running out, especially cobblestone. I have 41 to my name right now. Anyway, these are all the materials for the farm. I'll head through the nether over to this portal, and right over here seems like a nice area. Now, I could have built a simple stone generator, but because I'm bougie, I'm building the design by Silent Whisper. You'll see how in a second, but it can literally get you like the maximum amount of stone possible for a stone generator. Now, this is like the base version of his design, but for me, no. Base won't do. I need to build like the most OP one. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and build right now. This is basically the second generator done. There's just a few more things I have to do to actually finalize this farm, and this obsidian is not one of those things. I basically just have the storage left to do. This is coming along pretty well. Now, this is the farm fully completed, but there's actually something very crucial that I kind of forgot. As you can see, when I'm actually using the farm, I'm not able to reach all the stone, and if I want to do that, I need to get a haste 2 beacon over here. Luckily, in my ender chest, I have a ton of beacons, so that isn't a problem, but I don't really want to build a beacon out of emeralds, and I don't have enough of anything else to build it with. But that also isn't that big of a problem, because I can simply head all the way over to my gold farm, and if I just check real quickly down here, oh yeah, oh my goodness, look at this. I can craft all these nuggets into ingots, and then all of those into blocks. And I could easily auto-craft this. I just can't be bothered to be honest. And that should be enough for a full beacon. Actually, it definitely will be. So let's head all the way back, and I'll clear out this bit of grass. That way I actually have somewhere to put the beacon. And there we go. Let's add the beacon on top, and haste 2 is what we want for this farm. Let's go. Okay, now we can properly test this thing out. Let's start it up, and then we can stand here and mine. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, it's actually so nice. This, I believe, gets you about 28,000 items per hour, which is pretty insane if you ask me. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here AFKing for a little bit, and once I'm done with that, there's still more farms I need to build. I think this is quite enough stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do now is load all the stone in a cobble chest, and I'll take all the cobblestone and fill a whole shulker box with it as well. And with that, I'll head back home and quickly use this farm to mend up my pickaxes. Over here is what I believe to be a micro wheat farm. It's just the jankiest looking one I've ever seen. In my defense, this was built like in the very beginning of this world, so do not judge. Now, these are pretty basic and simple. The idea is you stand here and it grows the wheat for you, except there's kind of an issue, that being there's literally no more bone meal left. Okay, I lied. I guess there's 5 more bone meal, and I don't have a farm to get any more. It's kind of pretty bad. So the plan is to build a bone meal farm, or at least that was the plan. You see, I have all the items needed right here. That is all except for about 2.5 stacks of a light block. So I then decided I'd get froglights because I want to make myself suffer. These are the materials for the Froglight Farm. The scary thing is I first have to find a bastion, more specifically a treasure bastion. That just happened. Am I gonna die? No, I'll be fine. I'll be good. Yeah, we're solid. Oh, yeah. I think this is the one. Yep, this is definitely it. And it looks like this is the one we've already been to. Hopefully, we didn't destroy the magma spawners. Oh, perfect. The magma spawners are still here. So I guess we can start building. I'm kind of terrified. I did not bring blocks to cover. Wow, these guys are really annoying. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. And it's getting kind of laggy. Of course it is. Good timing. Okay, first off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly out of here real quick. If I could find my way out. I guess this doesn't even matter. I just need to get some kind of blocks. Oh, and ancient debris was not what I meant, but I'll take some. And with that, I need to cover up this entire spawner. Which definitely... Oh, okay, get out. Yeah, that's gonna be a little hard. Absolutely not. Nope. Not doing that. Whew. Let's get another totem out. That was not okay. That was not good. Are you joking right now? Where's my ender chest? Could you leave me alone? Ah! Okay. Oh, I found my ender chest. Oh, but I also found all these guys, or they found me more likely. I'm gonna real quickly grab this, and you guys might not like this, but I'm gonna put my game to peaceful, just so 1, I'm not attacked, and 2, I'm pretty sure that means the magma cubes won't spawn, and it'll make my life so much easier. If you don't like the fact that I'm doing this, go take it up in the comments. And with that all covered up, no more magma cubes should be able to spawn, and now I can peacefully cover up all this lava. And this farm is so close to being done. The only thing left for me to do is to get some frogs, and I'm also gonna need 21 frogs, because apparently this farm is that insane. And with all these guys finally in, I can come into here and start breaking away at all this netherrack. There we go, look at this. I mean, there's already stuff coming through. This is awesome. Now the only thing I have to do is sit here and AFK for a while. And with all these froglights, I can head back home, grab these shulker boxes. This is where I'll be building the farm. And I'll actually begin by digging out the floor and replace all of it with stone brick. I'm actually pretty excited about this one because it gets 22,000 bone meal per hour, which is absolutely insane. And now I'm gonna mark out the areas where all the trident killers for this farm will be. This is what the entire kill chamber looks like, and I just have to do this same thing to the other 4 spots. So might as well get to work. And boom, look at that, easy peasy. And before I do anything else, there's actually one minor thing that I kind of forgot to grab. I need Sculpt Catalyst to absorb the XP from the fish so that doesn't like cause a bunch of backlag. That's kind of fun to say, backlag. Anyway, yeah, and I did not grab those, so I thought, hey, why not do that now? Oh, this is bad. I don't actually have a totem anymore. And there should be one about 1,000 blocks this way, so let's hope there is. I guess let's just actually hope I survive. I really don't want to die. Oh, here it is. Okay. Bit of an oversight. I did not pack night vision. Also, yeah, there it is. I saw Sculpt Catalyst all the way up here. So let's grab that. Here we go. Number 1. Sick. I'm also gonna break you guys. You guys stress me out. All right. It's been a while. I'm a little bit scared. All right. And I see another catalyst down here. And there's also a chest I might as well grab. Oh, never mind. Nothing useful at all. Here's catalyst number 3. Oh, look at this. Number 4. And I think I see number 5 down there. Sick. I can technically head out of here. Or, you know, I could also grab some more while I'm here, too. That's pretty nice. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm yet to see a shrieker. There's just catalyst everywhere. Oh, there we go. I found one. That's another one down there. I'm just not gonna go there. Oh my goodness. That's number 2. And there's one right there. Absolutely not. Can I mine this? Is there any around? I think I'm good. Oh no, warden didn't come out. Oh, I'm so scared. That was the 3rd warning. What's happening? Oh no. Oh yeah, no. Oh no. Yep. That's it. I'm out. I'm out. Absolutely not doing that. Oh my goodness. I accidentally stepped on a shrieker. Are you kidding me? I almost had that too. I grabbed wool, which was also a bit of an oversight for not grabbing earlier, but is that it? Am I heading out? Like, I'm so tempted to just like keep exploring. I see another catalyst. Okay, I see a catalyst down here. I think we're gonna head down and grab this. A ton more down here. I don't know why I'm still here. I'll take one more chest, I think, and then I'm good to go. Okay. That was worth it. Come on, 2 notch apples? Absolutely insane. And more Sculpt Catalyst. I mean, guys, it can't get better than that. Whoa. Also kind of a sick book. Okay, that was oddly successful. I was just about to say I might be ready to get out of here. Wait. Let me check the chest. More of these guys? Okay, now leave. I don't know where I am. Okay, that's it. Uh-oh. I don't know where my hole is. Okay, this is scary. Oh my goodness. Well, there's the hole. Let's just get over here and leave. Okay, guys, that was stressful, but we're out. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there we go. We can finally complete that. And I've also added a redstone line to turn the trident killers on and off. I also added a automatic crafting system to craft all the bones into bone blocks. That way it just saves on storage. It might not be the best way to do this, but it's my way. Dang it, this is all gonna explode as it. Anyway, I am almost done. There's just a few more things I have to do before I start AFK. Number 1 is fence off the entire outside. And finally, all I have to do is flood the entire area. And boom, the farm should be ready. Look, fish are already spawning. And with that, I believe we can start AFKing. And look at that, the fish are spawning and immediately swimming into the deeper areas. So I guess I'll just kind of chill here and we'll see how much bone meal we get. I'm actually kind of excited to find out. And oh my, look at that. I told you. There, I was able to fill up an entire shulker box, no problem. But anyway, I'm gonna head back home real quick. And I'm also gonna steal this farm and I'll move it to be right over here. But instead of making it just this, I'm also gonna add a super simple system that'll craft all of the hay into bread. I literally just made this on the fly, so hopefully it works. And there we go. All of those are filled up completely with bone meal. All right, and now all I have to do now is flick this lever, and there's already some stuff in there. Okay, so it is auto crafting to bread, but also not really. There we go. I fixed that. So now if I stand here, and here we go. Now this is working beautifully, and I can sit here and just get a ton of bread. As you can see, it's all being auto crafted into here. And you guys have probably figured this out by now, but this will be super useful when breeding all the villagers for the iron farm. There we go. There's already more than a stack. I'm not going to use this a ton right now because I don't really need it. And there's still one more farm I need to build before I can get into the iron farm. And there's also a ton of hay bales all around the village that I could easily use as well. So maybe that farm wasn't as useful as I thought it was, but hey. Get it. Anyway, I need to farm a ton of resin. Why? Well, I'll explain after I've built the farm. And this means that I'm gonna have to find a pale garden. Yay. This will be the first time I'm actually exploring that update since it came out about a year ago. So I guess this is kind of exciting. All right, this looks like a good area where one should spawn. And here we are in the pale garden. What I have to do is just track down the creaking. Oh, okay. You know what? This guy's not that scary. I mean, what does he have on me? This might be the most overhyped scary thing in Minecraft. Oh my goodness, that was cool. Okay, seriously, the worst part about the pale garden is all the mobs that are just coming to attack you. Oh, whoa, oh my goodness. Hello? What was that? Hello? I need to move. I need to move. What just happened? What was that? Oh my goodness. I genuinely almost just died there. What sword did that zombie have? That was insane. That was what? Okay. Anyway, I've been sitting here collecting a ton of resin. I think that's enough. Is that the creaking heart I just broke? Yes, there it is. Sick. Okay. The reason I was collecting a ton of resin is because I'm going to need a lot more of the creaking hearts for the farm. And I'm also going to need a ton of this pale oak. I think it might be time to deforest this whole place. What the? Why are there so many creepers? Hello? Why is this more stressful than the ancient city? Please leave me alone. Oh my goodness. Why am I getting jump scared by zombies? Oh! You creeper! I don't know. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, we need to get some more wood. I'm pretty sure I have all the wood I'll ever need. I'm gonna stay one more night though. So I can get one more creaking heart. And there we go. And that's it. I'm out of there. All right, we are finally back home. I'm gonna get some sleep. That was somehow the most scary part of this video for me. Anyway, I quickly built a smaller resin farm because I need a lot more creaking hearts for the bigger version. As for the bigger resin farm, right up here is where I'll be building it. This is the funnel where all the creaking will fall into. That way I can herd them all at the same time. And while I'm building this farm, as it turns nighttime, I'm actually gonna go down to this farm and AFK for a little bit. That way I can craft the rest of the creaking hearts. And this should be the redstone all done. Now I need to put in all the pale oak logs, and this is where all the creaking hearts will be. And this is what one side's gonna look like. And there we go. That's all that on every side. And now I just need to place a ton of pale oak logs going all the way around the circle, all the way up here. Boom, the farm is almost done. I just need to place in the water over here, and also just one more water source right there. And I'll quickly add a small daylight detection circuit as well, which is gonna look something like this. And with this storage system in place, I think the farm is already. It just, I have to wait for it to be nighttime for me to actually use this. And I'll also stock this chest with the potions of harming. I'll flick the lever to actually start the farm, but because of the daylight sensor over there, it technically won't start until it actually becomes nighttime. Basically, the way it works is I'll be standing here as the farm's going. All the creakings will spawn. I'll be throwing potions of harming and harming them all at once. And here, well, here we go. Let me just show you how this works. I'm harming them all at once, and all the pistons up there will be moving too, harvesting all the resin. You could see just all the resin coming down. Oh, these particles are so annoying. And I think I've run out of so I've run out of potions now, which isn't really fun, but I'm gonna quickly go and get some sleep because now all those guys have despawned, and look how much resin we have. That's a lot, and I was there for like 5 minutes. Now, why did I want resin so badly? Well, if I craft this all into resin clumps and I place one down, boom, it's insta-breakable with your fist. Why is this significant? Because I think this will be great to build with as a temporary block. You don't have to keep switching your pickaxe or shovel just to mine the temporary block fast, and I think it'll make building the iron farm a lot faster. Ultimately, I think it's a great scaffolding block, and it's all still fun. Well, there's so much from this farm. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there we go. This farm works so well. But now that this is over, I think it's time to build the iron farm, and that'll also be built in this area, except super far from everything else, and also super high up. I had to take a quick pit stop back at home to grab all of these items. I also got a ton of glass by using the TNT and Alllay method, which actually, you know, worked really well. Yeah, it's really a lot. And the blocks that I decided to use for this are stone brick and blackstone because I don't really know. There we go. This is the basic outline of what the iron farm will look like. And this is what one platform will look like. And there we go. All this took me about 40 minutes, and I still have to do this 3 more times. And by this, I mean literally everything I've built up here, plus getting all the villagers in and even the iron golems, spawning platforms. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot, guys, so strap in. To start getting the villagers in, I'm gonna do something that I never thought I'd do, and that is craft, I thought a happy gas. Okay, hold on. I think I need a block of soul sand. Here we go. Now we can craft that. Okay, now just to soak this guy in some water for 20 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm also gonna collect a lot more stone because the shulker box I grabbed will 100% not be enough for this farm. Okay, sick. Here we go. Let's feed this guy. What's gonna happen is I'll quickly kidnap 2 villagers, and these guys will be my lucky 2. Or, I don't know about lucky, but, wait, I forgot you need a harness for these guys. Okay, hold on. There we go. All right, let me try doing this correctly. We'll take these 2 villagers all the way over to the iron farm. I also really don't like happy gas that much. I mean, look at this goofy little face. But I guess this is the one thing they are useful for, so good job, guys. If you feel the same way about the happy gas, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, okay, so I'm above the platform. I think if I just do this, the boat should be down. Oh my goodness, let's go. I'm also gonna need a ton more villagers down here, so I'll craft a ton more beds and also give these guys a ton of bread. That way, theoretically, they start breeding. Again, theoretically, this guy just ran away from my bread. Bro, what are you doing? Oh, look at this. Let's go. You guys are breeding. Okay, breed some more babies for me. Thanks. That sounded a little weird. Oh my goodness. Wait, okay, that's fine. I don't know how what? How did a baby villager get in here? Did these guys breed? There's no bed. I'm so lost right now. This guy ran off. I'm gonna have to, oh, wait, hold on. No, maybe if he picks the right choice. Oh, no, sorry, dude. Anyway, this will be the easiest village to do. For all the other 15 villages I have to make, I'll have to do something called village stacking, which isn't literally stacking villages, because that's just, I mean, that would be... In this video, I'll be stacking a village on a village on a village on a village. Anyway, if you don't know what village stacking is, I'll explain it when I'm actually doing it. And here we go. Let's throw these guys a bunch of bread. That way, now they can start breeding. And in the meantime, I'll start building the platform where the iron golems will be spawning. And this is literally the entire iron golem platform. Basically, they'll all be pushed into lava and then killed. It's actually really simple. The next thing I have to worry about is all of these guys. Basically, I need to get all of these guys into these spots. Kind of like that. It's really not that difficult, just a little time consuming. And these baby villagers make nothing any easier. Get out of here. Bro, why are there actually nitwits? That's so annoying. Why can't you just work? Why you have to be so lazy, bro? That's probably like a narrative of our society, or a narrative of me. It's actually just a narrative of me. All right, there we go. There are all the villagers in, which means I can kill the rest of them. And theoretically, wait, it's working. Yeah, there we go. Iron golems are now spawning up there. There's Iron Farm 1 done. I mean, this was the easy part, to be honest. Just wait till I get to the next part. Those are not gonna be so easy. For the time being, I'll put in some temporary storage. That way, while I'm building all of the other farms, this one is working in the background. All right, now it's time to do some village stacking. Basically, I've got 2 villagers over here, about 100 blocks away from where I want them. And I just have to bring them along the path. Simple, right? Not really. The way I have to do it is kind of tedious. All right, so basically, I just have to get these guys constantly connecting and disconnecting from their beds and workstations. So I kind of just have to do this the entire time. Break the bed, run along, place it, then break the workstation and place it. And he should run over. There we go. And there we go. I've gotten these 2 over here. It did end up turning nighttime, and during the nighttime, village stacking is actually different and much easier. I'll show you guys how that's done a little bit later. And for now, that wasn't actually that bad. And this iron farm is still working, so I think we're in the clear for now. So if that's still working, that means these guys have not broken it. So I think this is good. I'm gonna get these guys breeding and start building the rest of it. And while I wait for these guys to finish growing up, I can go ahead and take down this entire platform. The annoying thing is I actually have to rebuild this entire thing each time I want to stack a new village. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get so tired of this so fast. Also, I'm gonna try to grab this stone brick, but because of the stone farm down there, I don't really care that much. Speaking of which, I should actually probably restock all this stone, but that's why I build the stone farm right next to the iron farm, because I like to think ahead. See, guys, I can be smart sometimes. Also, if you're wondering how village stacking even works, I'll also explain that later. All right, there we go. There's that all gone, and I think it's time to start getting all of these guys in, which is gonna take some time because none of these guys are actually grown up. Come on, guys, please. Also, you know what's awesome? I didn't bring enough iron to make hoppers for all of the farms, but this one's, oh my goodness, it's been producing so much. I think it produces more than the one I have at my base, so I can just use that to craft the rest of the hoppers for all the storage systems. Man, I'm so excited though. Like, if I actually get this farm working, just this second stacked village, that means I'm set. Like, I got the rhythm down. I know what I'm doing, and that's like it. I just have to do that a ton more times. Hopefully nothing goes incredibly wrong. Like, as good as it would be for the video, or as funny as it would be, I really, really, really don't want that. Also, are you kidding me? And I think I've lost that minecart over there, but it literally doesn't matter because I could just take the iron from here. All right, this kind of feels like a waste of iron, but I just lost the minecart again. And there we go. Man, I think I gave these guys too much bread. I think it's working. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I've done it. I've successfully stacked the villages. And look, now I've got 2 iron farms going. Hopefully nothing broke. That would be pretty depressing. Oh, they are. They're both working. They're both producing iron golems. And now I can start preparing to stack the next village. And there we go. That is the 3rd iron farm working. And now I'll show you how to do the village stacking while it is nighttime. Oh no, no, no. Bro. Anyway, you might be surprised, but this super long pathway is actually probably the most critical part of this farm. The reason we make it come all the way down here is because we don't want the villages to collide. They basically merge villages and then we'd like stretch them out. That's a whole other thing. But doing this actually prevents that. Each time I do this, I'm creating a new village and kind of like carrying it over without merging it. Basically, if any of these villagers somehow become a part of one of those villages down there, iron golems will just completely stop spawning, and that's obviously a big issue. Go to sleep, to sleep. This is what I believe to be the best way to move a village. You want to wait till it's nighttime, and you're gonna break the bed and kind of move it over. You'll wait till he has the green particles and goes to sleep, and you're gonna do that with the other guy, and you're gonna alternate between the two, just like that. So he's gonna go to sleep. It's easier to do it in the nighttime because when it's daytime, you need workstations for them to actually like run over. But by doing it this way, they'll naturally just run over to the beds and go to sleep. So, you know, it's not too bad, except, whoa, where are you going, bro? All right, there we go. And I guess we can get to building the 4th iron farm. And there we go. That is the 4th iron farm stacked. I'm so shocked this is all working. That took so long. But guys, I've only built 4 out of 16. That means I'm 1/4 of the way there. Yeah, I gotta do this thing 12 more times now. I would also at some point like to turn this into a massive villager trading hall. That's why I have lecterns on the 1st layer, fletching tables on the 2nd, brewing stands on the 3rd, and grindstones on the 4th layer. And with that, that is all 16 layers of this farm completed. I mean, this is just wild. This took so long, but it has already been really worth it because from simply building the farm, I've got over a shulker box of iron blocks. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all of this. Anyway, I've gone ahead and built some of the item transportation, and this right here is what I like to call the Cat Killer 3000. Now, I have nothing against cats. I have some of my own. I bet you forgot I was a real life person in real life. Anyway, I have nothing against cats, but they do get stuck over here, and I don't really want their string, so they could just burn here instead. You know. If I come down all the way over here, as you can see right there, I'm kind of having all of the iron just fall down. These are not gonna keep falling all the way down. Yeah, so now that all the iron is falling on those glass blocks, these 2 water streams meet up in the middle over here, and I'll do the same on the other side. And after they meet up, they'll be pushed down to the very center of the entire farm. And then from here, I want it to go into a singular water stream that leads it to auto crafter and sorter and that kind of stuff. All right, seems like 3 hoppers is the needed amount for this. And after all the items have flowed down here, any remaining poppies or string will be burned in the lava. Here will be the item sorter. I didn't bring any materials, but luckily I have a redstone chest that contains all the necessary things for a simple item sorter. All right, this is kind of what I decided the storage system would look like. Kind of super janky, but hey, it works. And that is the system for auto crafting all the iron into iron blocks. Hopefully that actually works. Let me quickly double check. Wait, I'm so dumb. That's not gonna... Dude, what am I doing? There we go. That should be that done, I think. Yep, there we go. It's gonna auto craft that all into blocks. Sick. Okay. And with that, that is all the water streams in place. Oh, except that one. Hold on. Now that is all the water streams in place, and everything should start flowing. Also, those items are gonna burn, but I could care less. I never thought I'd be at the point where I like have stacks of iron and don't want it. And with that, I think it's time to AFK at the farm and see just how much iron this thing will give me. After modifying the water stream and the sorting system and sitting here for a little bit, I've been able to collect a full double chest of iron blocks. Oh my goodness, is this a lot? This is so, like, I don't even know what I'm going to be able to do with all of this. Also, my skin wasn't loading, so now I am steep. And I think I can officially say that this insanity of an iron farm is fully complete. Do I recommend that you build this in your own worlds? Well, if you're willing to spend the time and resources, I say abso-iron-lutely. There is literally no reason to not build this farm if you have this much time. Dude, every time I open the chest, it's just insane. It's so satisfying watching all the iron fall and just flow into here. Guys, I am genuinely so happy with this. Like, this is incredible. I won't have to worry about iron ever again. In fact, I'll probably have to start using it to build things because I don't know what else I'd use it for. And real quick, this is a message for all you real ones who stay till the end of the video. As you could probably imagine, I worked so hard on this video. Every single farm that I built took so much time, especially this one, taking a total of about 17.5 hours to build alone. So if you've made it this far, first of all, thank you so much. And I'm gonna ask you to please consider subscribing to my channel. I promise more content like this and better coming up. And if you have made it this far, comment real ones down below. That way, I know if you're one of them. Anyway, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Egg. That's a wrap. I feel like I just wrapped up a movie. Oh, this is sad. I'm so sad. The video's over. All right, I'm not crying. You're crying. Now, if you want to know how this machine allows me to travel 80 blocks per second, watch the video on screen right now. This secret feature will dramatically increase the rates of your emerald farm. Somehow, almost no one's been talking about this, but there are many more possible spawn spots in Pillager Outpost. And with more spawn spots comes more spawns at a higher frequency. The result? More emeralds, baby! I spent hours designing and perfecting my own farm, which you'll see later in the video. And I almost quit the video entirely. As someone who's designed quite a few farms, I'm confident this one is among the best of my own. And if you think it's easy, well, here's a curveball. The spawn spots are almost completely random. Where have they spawned? What? Ain't no way. How do you find these spots, and what's the limit on the amount that exists? Stick around as I uncover the possibilities of emerald farms and use that to fuel a crazy 160 villager trading hall. And I somehow almost died too, so, you know. I cannot believe how OP of a villager trading hall I have. I mean, 160 villagers, that is insane. And as for the emerald farm, well, I think the shulker box speaks for itself. How did I get all of these emeralds? Well, it all starts at the Pillager Outpost. Also, I was sick during this bit, so you'll be hearing a lot of... Alright, here's a Pillager Outpost. Now, we all know that Pillager Outpost can have 1 to 4 total spawning spots up here. This one is gonna have 2. I believe one will be here and another right over here, which sucks. I wish there were 4, but that's fine, whatever. But this stuff is nothing new. What I want to talk about is all the pillagers spawning down at the bottom. And here's where the secret spawning spots are gonna come in. Alright, over here, we can see that there are some iron golem cages. For each cage surrounding the Pillager Outpost, there will be at least 1 pillager spawn inside the cage. As you can see, there are more spawns inside of these cages, but there's so much more to it than just that. Anyway, the spawn will be right there. That is the block they're spawning on the northwest corner of that block, as you can see. But if you get some kind of way to see chunk borders, for some reason, if in these spawn cages, the spawn spot is 2 blocks away from the border, there will be another spawn spot on the 3rd block. As you can see, there are 2 spawn spots around this one iron golem cage, and that works for every single iron iron golem cage. Now, ideally, you'd had 4, but for this one, I ended up with some dark oak logs. So for this cage over there, this is the next spawn block. Wait a minute, I said something wrong. It's supposed to be that if the spawn block is 1 block away from the chunk border, then the next spawn spot should be here. Yeah, there you go. For some reason, even though it's 2 blocks away from the border, it's still spawning more here. That's so weird. What? Okay, so it's kind of unpredictable. You have to mess around with it for a little bit. Unfortunately, this iron golem cage is in the middle of a chunk. I think it should only have 1 spawn location. Yeah, right there. Just in case, to test that there aren't more, you could also surround the cage with some more blocks. There will always be a spawn in a cage, but the amount of spawns around the cage and also just randomly around the pillager outpost, pretty random. That is the only spawn spot in this cage. But hold on, because we're still not done. Because for some unknown odd reason, if I do the same thing with the planks out here, this cage does not just have 2 spawn spots, it has 4. Now, I literally cannot see the logic or reasoning behind this, because look how the chunks are aligning. It literally should not be possible. Like, this is just baffling. I have no clue how. And with that, that makes a total of 9 possible spawn spots, which is insane. And theoretically, if you found the perfect pillager outpost, you could get a total of 12 spawn spots. I also think this kind of instance is super rare, so don't count on this happening, but there's just no rhyme or reason to it. But that's it. That is the insane secret. Let's trap one of these raiders in a boat. Here we go. And now I believe any pillagers that spawn will then join the raid and drop emeralds as well, as you just saw there. It's a pretty neat mechanic, and with this, we're gonna abuse it. Quickly, I want to test how long does it take for this guy to join the raid. It takes like a second, up to a second for these guys to join the raid. Okay, cool. I'll start with figuring out the guys on the top. All right, by adding some glass blocks around like this, I'm forcing them to spawn on the diamond block. Okay, weirdly enough, this is kind of the system I just came up with. This water stream will make them flow long enough to actually join the raid. And once they're both in there, they just both get killed. If I use fences, the trident killers fall through. Walls do the same thing, but for some reason, a glass pane will just keep the trident killer up. I don't know, guys. It works, so whatever. It's cool. All right, here we go. I made a clock, so now when they go through, they'll just immediately be killed. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Come on. Oh no, the raid expired. Why'd that happen? Okay, interesting. So every 40 minutes, the raid will expire, and you have to start a new one to get the farm working again. Cool. Ideally, all you needed to do was drink an ominous potion every 40 minutes. But wait, there's more. The raid could spawn in a massive region around the village center, and this came with its own host of problems. The raiders take too long to pathfind to the bed. Exactly where they spawn is unpredictable. How will I trap them where I need to for the pillagers to join the raid? And how can I kill the raid mobs when the raid expires to allow the next raid to function without doing anything but drinking an ominous potion? Yeah, I had a lot to figure out, and I ultimately decided I needed to create a controlled area for the raid to spawn. Side note, this somehow snowballed into my biggest issue and almost forced me to give up. So I thought the easiest solution would be to like cover the whole entire place in water. And it seemed like a good idea because the water would spread, until I realized that the basis of most raid farms are the raids spawning in water. And the next idea I had that I absolutely did not want to do was cover the entire area in leaves. It seemed like the only way to do it. I actually started thinking of how I could make a leaf farm to get all of these leaves. So I took a break, came back after a few days, and then I discovered something that actually saved the entire video for me. All right, I had a whole bit planned out where I'd be like, this discovery saved the video, but unironically, it almost forced me to give up. After scanning the Minecraft wiki, I found that raids will only spawn up to a specific vertical distance above and below the village center. I moved the bed up, built a small platform, and became extremely relieved and excited as I assumed I had solved a problem that had been the root of so much stress. Oh, how naive and innocent I was a month ago. You see, the region is stated as a 128 by 32 by 120 area around the bed. Now, silly me interpreted this as 16 blocks above and below the village center. Apparently, what it meant was 32 blocks above and below the village center. Now, you may be thinking, it seems kind of obvious that this is the case. And I would agree, except the 128 by 128 region around the village center means 64 blocks in each cardinal direction from the bed. I mean, what? Who wrote it like that? That makes no sense. I spent hours trying to figure this out. I made bigger platforms, more platforms, even multiple big platforms, but nothing worked. They still spawned anywhere they wanted. Make that make sense. this. I was this close to giving up, and I know you can't see it, but I'm holding my fingers really close together angrily right now. But then I had a last minute thought, a stretch of an idea, a last resort attempt that, if failed, would mean the death of this video. You're watching the video though, aren't you? Seriously, are you watching? Because you better be. This is good stuff right here. Anyway, that means it worked. What worked? The wiki also said the game checked for possible spawn spots in different rings around the village or something. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get it. I decided to build a platform as close to the village center as possible in a last-ditch effort to concentrate the raid spawns. And it worked! The raids were only spawning consistently on that platform. With that figured out, I'd overcome the biggest obstacle of the video. But little did I know, there were a few more that would come and whack me in the face. And it hurt, but I got over it. All right, so these guys will spawn in here, fall down the tube, and the first guy will get stuck in the minecart, and he's transported down to this side, so that way these guys that spawn down here will then be able to join the raid. Now, the next thing I need to figure out is how I'm actually gonna kill these guys to allow the next raid to start. For this part, I think I'm gonna have to use a bell, which is kind of annoying because it's really loud. Also, it's either use a bell or create a 40-minute redstone clock. Pick your poison. Okay, so the bell needs to be right here, and I believe while the raid is loading up, it should ring a total of 4 times. It rung 5 times. Does it always ring 5 times? Or it rung 4 times that time? Typically, it should ring 4 times. So I think what I'm gonna do is load the top dropper with 4 non-stackables. And once a single item goes into this bottom dropper, I want it to then dispense a lava bucket and burn all of the guys in here. Basically, the system I have, if this bell rings, a bucket of lava is sent out, and then when somehow the items are gone, it pulses again, it takes the lava bucket away. Okay, sick. Now we just need to figure out how all that happens. All right, I think I've got it this time. So we have the 4 non-stackables. We'll do this once. The lava should be dispensed, and there's one down there. Perfect. Let's do 2, 3, and 4. That hopefully, okay, that got 2 in there, and the other 2 are in there. I think if I just extend the amount of time this piston is up for, that should work. Boom! I think I did it. There we go. Look, it all reset. All right, hold on. This is actually kind of exciting. Oh my goodness, guys, I think we've got it. So it rings. Now these guys are all gonna burn, but it rung a 5th time. Okay, there we go. Basically, what the pulse extender does is in the off chance the bell rings 5 times, it'll keep all the items locked in this hopper. That way they can recycle and go back through on the 5th ring, and it saves it from breaking the entire thing. So, you know, that's good. We have a little safety lock right there. It's pretty sick. I think that is this system completely done. I just kind of wish it didn't bulge out this way so much. And I basically need to do that down here because there will be a single pillager all the way over here. What I'll have is a giant line of redstone going all the way up here. All right, they're all gonna spawn here, drop down the hole. One of them's gonna come all the way over here. After figuring that out, I spent a few more agonizing hours perfecting small bits of the farm, like the killing chamber for the raiders. That took way longer than it should have. I AFK'd the farm, and being satisfied with the raids, decided it was finally time to build it in my survival world. And while I do that, it's finally time to complete a project that's been a year in the making. Oh, and somehow this happened. Okay, so for the longest time, I've only had Windburst 2 on my mace. So I think it's finally time that I explore some more child chambers and finally get Windburst 3. All right, here we go. It's been like a year since I've last done this. Oh, okay. All right, I think the plan is I'm only gonna allow myself to use the mace. I am getting so hurt right now. Hold on. Okay. How are there more? Wait. I just missed. I suck. It's not even the room. It's just me. I can't even jump now. Hey, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and do the ominous version of this. I'm actually kind of terrified right now. Why am I so bad at the mace? I just got glitched in the wall too. Hello? Why did there have to be strays in this room? Strays is literally the worst possible thing that could have been in here. Could you stop? Turns out using the mace is a lot harder than I remember. Okay. Let's try to get this. Come on. If I miss this, I'm actually so bad at this game. How do I miss? How do I miss? I just keep missing. I just suck. There we go. That makes me feel better about myself, but I still feel like I suck. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that it's so laggy from all these. Yes, there we go. Let's go. No, leave me alone. Okay, you died from my thorns, but I'll lose. Wait, none of these have given me a key yet. This sucks. Nothing? Okay, well, I guess I'll come back here eventually. Let's keep on going. Let's keep exploring. This is exciting. This is terrifying. Yo, we've got a dungeon in here. Hello? Also, I can't really... I got poison? This is definitely harder than it used to be. What have they done? Oh my goodness, still nothing. Are you kidding? Are ominous keys rarer now? Oh, baby zombie, are you... Hey, there we go, there we go. Oh my goodness, we got it. Are you serious right now? Oh wait, we did get a book though. Smite 3. Of course. Oh, that was cool. Come on, I'm such a parkour master. Oh, that's a lot of... I'm building an emerald farm. I don't need all these emeralds. Let's head over. Oh, good thing I'm cool. Kind of. That was not slick. What a nice room. Oh, wait, there might be something through here. Hold on a second. It's the room I was just at, wasn't it? Oh, my goodness. Wait, a diamond block. Stop. I think that's the rarest thing you could find in the, these little things. Decorated pots. Please, give me wind burst. No, no, no. No, not the baby ones again, not the baby ones again, not the baby ones again. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Oh my goodness. Turns out that doing the entire child chambers with a maze is kind of crazy difficult. Hey, you. There we go. Oh my goodness, I chained that up. That was cool. Totally on accident, but still cool. Progress. I think I've also explored the entire child chamber. It's actually a very small one. Another heavy core. I mean, that's good, I guess. A disappointment to say the least. I was hoping we could only do one child chamber, but I guess we've got to do two, because of course we do. Hey, I'm so cool. I'm so good at this game. That was sick. Come on, admit it. All right, here we go. Second child chamber. Hopefully last one. Okay, no lollygagging. Let's just get to it. Oh, sick. Okay, it's this room. Yeah, let me set my spawn here, because as much as I don't want to, chances are I might die. So, yo, why do I have slowness at the worst time possible? Close the door. Close it. I've just completed another child chamber, which, by the way, was super small, and I haven't gotten any more ominous keys. But I guess it looks like I'm gonna have to explore at least one more child chamber. Oh no, I can't. I'm gonna go back here. I haven't even gotten all the vaults. It just feels like such a waste of a totem, I guess. What? No, I need to get... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's no way. Oh my goodness, I need to get back. Where was I just? Oh my goodness, there's no way. Are you kidding me? Like, what am I supposed to do? Wait, I need to get the rest of my stuff. I need to get the rest of my stuff right now. What am I supposed to do? What am I meant to do? I need to get the guy with all my armor. Wow. Ooh, guys, this poison needs to leave. Oh, he's right there. Are you kidding me, bro? What am I meant to do? There's a pickaxe in here. I need some kind of blocks. There we go. Oh yeah, it was right here. No, he's right there. He is right there. Oh my goodness. I can't lose this stuff. I cannot afford to have all this stuff gone. Where am I? Why am I here? Let's get down here. He's right there. He just one-shots me. What am I meant to do? I need to block myself off. There he is. Oh, and we got him. Okay, just... Let's chill here. I'm gonna reorganize my inventory real quick. Oh, and we got... Okay. That's okay. So we got one of these. Please, just give me a Windburst book. Like, I beg you. Oh my goodness, finally! That was literally the last ominous vault. And after all this time, I finally have a fully maxed out maze. That feels so nice. Wow, look at all those emeralds. It's kind of crazy. First a full double chest of iron blocks. Now I have a full double chest of emerald blocks. Oh yeah. So yeah, there we have it. This is the emerald farm. The process of building it wasn't that bad. Honestly, didn't need that many items for it. And to be honest, AFKing was a little uneventful. I just kind of sat there, and I did watch the sunset at one point. That was kind of beautiful. I was also able to get to season 5 of Lost, which I think, that's pretty good right there. And like, what is there time travel? What is happening in that show? I'm lost. Anyway, let's pack this up, and I'm gonna head over to my iron farm real quick. Whoa, oh my goodness, look at this thing loading. It's so big. Oh my goodness. And that's where we are now. I'm here at the villager trading hall. I've got I think all the trades set up. This entire row is for weapons, so we have stuff like sharpness and all that good stuff. Smite 5, of course. As you can see, sharpness for 40 emeralds. As you can imagine, this took an incredibly long amount of time. And over here on this side, we have all the trades for armor. The next layer is just a bunch of fleshing tables, because to be honest, I had no idea what else to do. But I did add a few more workstations over here. That way I can easily trade for all the diamond tools and also diamond armor. So in case I ever die, which is like, what? I don't die. Wait, I need to get the rest of my stuff. I need to get the rest of my stuff right now. Oh, wait, actually. But yeah, that way I can easily just trade for it instead of having to waste some diamonds. Over here, we've got brewing sands, because I had a lot of rotten flesh and I needed to trade it away. That's basically it. Also, I can trade for redstone and lapis. Oh, and glowstone and ender pearls and bottles. You know what? This is this is way better than I thought it was. The last layer, I have all of these guys as masons, and they're all gonna trade a block of quartz. That's because I wanted a nicer building block to build like farms out of, because stone bricks kind of ugly, cobble's kind of ugly, stone's kind of ugly. Quartz blocks though, they look really nice when like building redstone and farms. So all of these guys are selling quartz blocks. If you could get 16 quartz blocks from each of these, and there's 10 of them, that's 160 from each row. 160 times 4 would be 640. Yeah, that's right. I just did that quickly in my head. I know there's no way for me to prove that, but you're just gonna have to keep my trust me, okay? Also, I didn't know what to do with the other 20 librarians, so all I did was go around and made sure they all sold glass. That way I now have an easier way of getting just a ton of glass. Oh, also, I do have another problem. I'm quickly running out of storage space for all the iron. Oh my goodness, this farm is so good. You guys need to go watch that video after this one. Well, hold on, we're not done. I think it's time that I finally started trading with these villagers. Actually, you know what? There is an efficiency 5 on my shovel for some reason. All right, here we go. There's efficiency 5 on my shovel. What I think I actually want to do now though is deplete all these guys of their quartz supply. Oh, I can only buy 11 from each. Oh, my math was, dang it. This is actually so good. I've needed a trading hall like this for so long, and I finally have it, and it's just, oh man, it just makes me happy, you know? And this is a massive one. I mean, 160 villagers to trade with. I want to see someone top that, to be honest. The problem is you can't top it. No one has the patience to do that. No one but me, of course, because I'm just that guy. And there we go. Look at just how much quartz we have. I'm very, very happy with that. Anyway, now I just feel so rich. Look at all these, like, what am I supposed to do with all this? I don't have thorns on my boots, thorns on my leggings, or even thorns 3 on my helmet. And I have thorns 1 on my, okay, I have some work to do. I'm gonna buy a bunch of books real quickly. What? Okay, so I can't get thorns on my boots. We get thorns on there, and thorns on there. Not on my boots, though. That's so incredibly disappointing. I might have to make new boots. Oh, actually, hold on just a second. This is exactly what I have a villager trading hall for. Buy some boots off this guy. We'll use this grindstone to get rid of the fire prot 1. And then I'm gonna go around buying all the necessary books for it. So we have Depth Strider 3. We got Unbreaking 3. Mending, of course. Feather Falling. And then I also need Prot 4. And actually, how do you do this in the right order? Okay, first we put Depth Strider and Feather Falling together. I do Prot and Unbreaking in another. And I need to get Soul Speed. Oh, I ran out of levels? Oh, that's so embarrassing. Hold on. Good thing I have a really overpowered gold XP farm to do that for me. And would you look at that? A fully maxed out pair of boots. I just feel so accomplished right now. Except they do need to be netherite, but I think I'll worry about that another day. Okay, and there we have it, guys. I am so happy with how this farm turned out. It's not perfect. It does need a few little tweaks and fixes here and there. But other than that, like, it works so well. Now, this video took super long to make, and I worked really hard designing the farm. So if you, like, wanted to, you could hit the like button, subscribe. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Captain Eggnog with me, OnlyEggnog, and today's video, we are back in Captain Egg's world. Now, if you didn't see the last video, you should probably go check it out, because it was actually an amazing video. We built up a super awesome and OP gold farm, and I'm just gonna go show you that over here real quickly. Yeah, we built up this monstrous thing. And if you saw the last video, you know that it works so well. I've actually been AFKing here quite a while, and if we just check out the drops real quickly, here's all the rotten flesh, although I have thrown a whole bunch of that out because who really needs rotten flesh? And look at all these gold nuggets. I mean, this is a lot. This is so much stuff, and it's honestly, it's great for like making beacons and everything. Anyway, in today's video, I would like to address an issue. That issue being, I don't actually have a lot of firework rockets left. And not only does our only creeper farm work very poorly, but Mojang are also changing a few things up that'll completely break these kind of creeper farms. So yeah, it's not even gonna work in the next few updates. So yeah, that's quite an issue, especially for my firework rockets. So for today's video, that is my goal. I'm gonna build farms that'll allow me to get infinite firework rockets, so I never have to worry about running out of them. How exactly am I gonna do that? Well, the two ingredients you need for firework rockets are paper and gunpowder. And the paper I don't need to worry about because we already have a ginormous sugarcane farm. We made a video on that. You can go ahead and check that out. And if I just go ahead and check the sugarcane chest, yeah, I think we have plenty of sugarcane. I mean, that's more than 2 double chests because we have 2 shulker boxes here. So I think we're fully stocked on sugarcane. We should be fine with that. Which just leaves us with the gunpowder. Now, as you can see, that is a decent amount of gunpowder, but that is not actually a lot. That will not not last very long, so we need to build up a farm for that. What farm am I building up, you might ask? A Ghast farm in the Nether. That's what I'm gonna build a Ghast. We're gonna have a lot of fun, guys. It's gonna be great. More specifically, I'll be building Silent Whispers Ghast farm from like a year ago. That still works super efficiently today. It gets you about 7,200 gunpowder per hour, which I think is much more than I will ever need. And before I even think about building it, I actually need to gather some stuff, so I guess we should get to that. I do think it's wise to make a couple of shulker boxes so I have enough space for all this. I do have a spare one right there, but I'm pretty sure I have some shulker shells. Yep, there we go, in the valuables chest. But yeah, you need tons and tons of items for this farm, and I'm not even joking when I say that. Like, you need a lot. You know what to say, items don't grab themselves, so I'm actually gonna get to grabbing this stuff. We'll lay all the shulker boxes just outside here, and then we'll just put everything inside of those when we've collected it. To start off, I'm actually gonna need like 42.5 stacks of slabs. So to get those, I think I'm just gonna use stone slabs because I think we have a lot of stone. So we have some stone slabs here. Yeah, there's a lot of stone in here, so I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna grab all of this, and for some reason the grindstone's all the way at our village, so I'm gonna have to craft everything here. I just realized I'm not gonna fit all these slabs in my inventory. Yeah, this is gonna be a little difficult. I'm gonna have to make some trips back and forth. All right, I'm gonna try to be quick with this. I gotta put this all the way in the shulker box before those other items despawn. So let's drop these off, then quickly head back to the village where I can grind the rest. And I'm also gonna grab this grindstone because I don't want to keep doing that. I did also realize I'm gonna need double the amount of slabs I thought I would. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm also going through the stone supplies like there's no tomorrow. And there we go. That is half the amount of slabs we need. Now I just need to do that literally one more time. Oh my, I'm getting more than this. Is not enough shulker boxes, guys. I'm already saying that. Luckily, I'll probably empty these too, so we should be good. There we go. That's all the slabs we need. This will be fine. This was oh my goodness. I may regret a few decisions I have made. And I think we'll move on to the next item, which is 292 scaffolding, which is going to be a lot more fun. I don't know how much scaffolding we actually have. Oh my goodness, we have one piece. Okay, hold on. I know I harvested bamboo earlier. How much? Wait, that's promising. And string. String's in this room over here. Right, how much string do we have here? Okay, you know what? That is not bad. I can only grab 2 stacks. Let's make as much scaffolding as I possibly can. And 292 scaffolding is 4 stacks and 36. Wait, I have enough. Actually, I need 4 more. That's all the scaffolding I need. That is actually amazing. I did not think I'd get that so fast. So now that we have all that scaffolding, I'm just gonna put all the items away. We're gonna stuff all this in some shulkers. Dang it, apparently I can't do math. I need 2 more pieces of scaffolding. So let's grab some bamboo, some string, and craft the last batch. And the rest of the scaffolding can go in here so it doesn't look that pathetic. And I'll just get all the rest of the items I need. That includes torches and also glass, but I definitely don't have enough. So I'll take a bunch of sand and put it through the super smelter. And while that absolute lag machine is going off, I'll need a stack in 9 activator rails, and I don't actually think we have a chest for that. Yeah, no we don't, so I'm gonna have to go craft that. And now that's done. And by now the glass should be done, so we'll add that in as well. Actually, before I forget, first let's get to bed. Oh no, we can't. There are monsters nearby. That's kind of problematic. Can I not? First, let's deal with these monsters so I can get some rest. And then I can go and grab absolutely tons of iron. This is because I need 210 minecarts. But first, I think it's important that we craft a bunch of shulkers so that I actually have somewhere to store these minecarts. Because, yeah, they don't really stack. Boy, I cannot wait till auto crafters. Man, I really think I underestimated the amount of iron I'd need for this. Because these 4 shulker boxes are 105 minecarts. That's actually crazy. I'm also going to need to craft about 162 hoppers, so I am super happy we have an iron farm. And finally, that should be all the minecarts I need. And while I'm here, I guess I better craft the hoppers, which is gonna require a lot more iron as well. Actually, I hope we don't run out. This is actually scary. That's all the iron we have. And not to worry, I think we got all of it actually. So let's gather all these shulker boxes and finish collecting the rest of the items, which includes a bunch of redstone, trapdoors, some rails, 9 solid blocks, 3 repeaters, 2 chests, and a single comparator. But that's not all, because there's actually one more thing that I need to get, and that's tridents. But luckily, we built up this farm not too long ago out of video, and it's a trident farm. I think I've AFK'd here quite a lot, and oh my goodness, look at that. We need 32 tridents, so this is a good amount. I'm very happy with this. I knew that one day this would come in handy. Would you look at that? A fully durable trident. That's actually super rare. I think I'm going to put that back in there. And that, I believe, should be everything. I'm not going to lie, guys. Gathering all that took a really long time. But finally, we have everything we are going to need for this farm. Now, I think it's time to get building it. But of course, before we do that, I'm going to go into the nether. Oh man, I forgot how much of a mess our nether is. I'm going to grab some potions of fire resistance and just extend their duration. Oh, and actually, before I forget, I'm gonna smelt some more glass. Grab this guy right here. I'm also gonna need some extra chests and hoppers, and I'll need that for a storage system. Also, I'm just gonna grab tons more stone, and also 2 extra minecarts, rails, and some name tags, which I'll just rename real quickly. Here we go. And now it's time to head to the nether and head to these coordinates. Actually, gonna splash myself with some fire resistance, just so if I get into any trouble, I don't have to, you know, deal with burning to death. Oh, a nice ruined portal. Might as well grab some stuff there. Let me actually just grab some netherrack so I can build over there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, my lava resistance ran out. Well, couldn't find the chest. Let's just keep going. Make sure that doesn't happen again. Oh, and I think we're here. Look at that. I remember there being a bastion nearby. The coordinates are somewhere down there. So I think it's best if we get another potion of fire resistance. But oh, there we are. Yeah, we'll get this, splash that on, and then come all the way down here and go to the coordinates I need to be at, which is right here. Now I need to build to Y level 78, which means I'm gonna need some more netherrack. This should be good, so let's start building. And you know what? I forgot something. I need a sunflower. You might be wondering why I need a sunflower. That's simply because the farm has to face a certain direction, and I need a sunflower to find that direction. Luckily, I packed some obsidian, so I'll be able to finish the portal. And with all this, which is actually very convenient to be in here, I can craft a flint and steel. Oh, you're kidding me. There's no way I just built a portal like that. Oh boy, give me a second, guys. There we go. That's better. Well, this is really dumb. This is not the ideal place to be. I think I'm just gonna mine out of here. Wow, I did not realize how deep I am down, but here we go. Great. Well, this is awesome. Let's just make a tower of netherrack where this hole is so I remember. And let's go find a sunflower. Here are pumpkins. Those can be used for directional purposes, so I'll take one if I can't find a sunflower. You know what? I think I'll just have to make do with this pumpkin. Let's head back down. Head back through the portal. Actually, you know what? I don't actually think I need that pumpkin. Because if I check this shulker, I have an armor stand and a banner. Now, that might seem pretty useless, but I have a pack on where if I put these 2 down, it creates all sorts of things. There we go. Look at that. I want to build this farm in the north direction, and that means this is the north. Before we build this farm, I think I'm going to make a nice little base here just to, like, hide everything in, because with only shulker boxes in my inventory, it's getting pretty full. And there we go. That's all of that down. And those don't really matter. I'm just gonna do this to break in and out. Also, something really important that I need to do before I build this farm, and that's to build a platform in this red area. That is to build a platform in this red area. And this platform just needs to be big enough so 2 gas can spawn on it. I just need to grab 2 minecarts, 2 name tags, and some rails, and put all that on the platform. And I'm just gonna have a wall going around the outside. And I'm doing this in hopes that gas will spawn here. They'll be trapped in the minecarts, and I'll be able to name tag them and just have them kept here, and that way other guests won't spawn while I'm actually building the farm all the way up there. Speaking of which, it'd probably be wise to get rid of the platforms where guests can actually spawn, like right here. That can at least easily be done using this shovel. And oh no, I missed a piece. That's actually really annoying. I get that. Oh yeah, I can. Now I just have to do that literally everywhere else there's red. I could spawn proof it, but I did not bring enough blocks to actually do that. So we're gonna have to do it this way. That should be most of it done. So to start, I'm actually going to mark out some chunk borders, and this is a chunk right here, so I'm actually going to use this chunk, so we have 3, and then we're going to just go all the way to the end of this chunk. And I'm going to do this 1 more time going down this way, and 2 more times down this way. And then right in the middle, I'm going to place these 4 glass panes. And so far, nothing's spawning in there. Hopefully that changes soon. Well, there goes that armor stand. I can't believe I just did that. We're going to have to make do without that armor stand. Well, I had a little catastrophe here. We're just gonna cover this up and ignore that. There we go. Nothing happened here at all. And now it's time to grab the slabs. And we'll go down to this side of the farm where we will start placing. That was pretty cool. This is a little dangerous to build because if any gas spawn and explode this, I brought like the perfect amount of items, so that's gonna be pretty bad. So that is your first No. No, where'd he come from? I think I really need to spawn proof this, so I think that's gonna be my top priority right now. And yeah, this might take forever, but it'll be well worth it. And I think I'm actually gonna move this to be here instead. And I've now realized this is gonna be much more of an issue than I initially thought it would be. And as far as I see it, the best solution is to turn my game to peaceful mode, so therefore gas will not spawn, which is what I've just done. And now, no more gas should spawn while I'm building this farm, which means I could get rid of this. So this right here is gonna be the platform that the gas are gonna spawn on, and I'm gonna be building them out of 6x6 platforms, as you see I've done, and on each 6x6 platform, in each corner of them, I'm going to be placing a torch. This will just make sure that only gas are spawning and no skeletons will spawn in this farm. And these platforms are absolutely massive, so you can see why we needed so many slabs. And there's the entire platform. The only issue is it's the bottom platform. Yeah, there's more than one level, and that's gonna require doing all this multiple times over. I also need to build 7 more 6x6 squares behind this, so this is gonna be fun. But honestly, it's not that bad because the steps are the same for literally every part. And there are those 7 platforms done. And now that I've done this, I'm gonna build 2 spawning platforms below this and then 1 above. I guess we're gonna start with the 1 above because it's gonna be way easier. And I've actually ran out of slabs, so I gotta go back and get some more, which I could just easily do. And oh boy, will this be slow, but very much worth it in the end. And that's the 2nd layer completed. Now I gotta build a platform under this one, which I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do. If I splash a potion of fire resistance and use this lava, I can easily just place blocks. And here, I can create my platform. And there are the first 9 platforms done. And there's the entire 3rd platform done. Now time to get working on the 4th. And man, I'm going through these slabs way faster than I thought I'd be. And I think that is the entire 4th layer done as well. Wow, that took forever. And my dreams are crushed. I actually need 1 more layer going down, which means 1 more fire res and grabbing a lot more stone. And finally, the 4th layer is finished. And I really should keep watching the video before I do stuff, but apparently for the very bottom layer, these last 7 rows are completely useless, so I have to get rid of this. Oh man, this is such a waste of stone. And now it's time to grab all the minecarts and a bunch of rails. And at each of these points with scaffolding, we're gonna go 2 more scaffolding up with an additional scaffolding coming off of there. Oh, that's not right. It'll be coming off of here. And right here will be an activator rail with a lever here. And on top of that activator rail, a minecart. And we're just gonna flick this lever up that way. Anytime anything enters it, it'll be immediately kicked out. This is gonna be the system that kind of transports the gas all the way up to the killing chamber. And there are all the minecarts in for the 1st layer. Never mind, I did mess something up. These just need to face this way instead. I carefully do this. I don't have to move the minecarts. I was pretty efficient, not gonna lie, guys. And now we just need to do that for all the rest of the layers. Oh man, that's the 2nd layer done. The 3rd, the 4th layer, and finally the 5th layer. And that's all the layers done. And with that done, let's get rid of this glass and replace that with the stone slab. And now we're gonna get into the item collection system, which means I gotta grab all the redstone and more stone in general. So here's where all the items will be collected, and I'll just have a hopper funneling into this chest, followed by another trail of hoppers leading to these 2 minecarts. I said hoppers, I meant hoppers. And I just need to slab off these hoppers. And for the killing chamber, we're gonna place a solid block here with a glass block on top of that hopper, and also 1 coming off to the side with some rails going down that way. And actually, we're gonna get rid of this glass block and instead have 1 going off the rail like that, and 1 on this side as well. And we also want a trapdoor here flipped that way. And we're gonna get 2 rails in this 1 hole. I said rails, I meant minecart. And for the trident killer, I'm just gonna place a trapdoor facing this way, and that's 1 of them done. And that needs to be repeated for every single place here. So basically, where there's a minecart, we need 1 of those. So we might as well get to it. There's these 2 done. And here's the entire row done with the redstone line as well. And these glass blocks are here just to push down the gas so they actually get into these minecarts. And I've actually run into a little bit of an issue. That is that I need an entire redstone line coming all the way down to the AFK spot that'll allow me to turn this farm on and off. And I did not bring the redstone for that. So I'm gonna head through this portal because I know that through here there's a cave. And hopefully that means there'll be tons of redstone. And also while I'm here, I should probably grab more stone as well. Hey, here we go. This is just what I'm looking for. It's kind of hard to find some when you can't see anything. Torches would be really nice right now, but I unfortunately ran out, so I'll just have to make do without it. Oh, look at that. I found some diamonds. Well, it was 1 diamond, but you know what? I'll take it. And I've kind of started to use my lava bucket as a light source just to see if I could find any more redstone. And honestly, I think this much redstone should be okay, but I'll still keep taking some when I see it. I'm happy with the amount of redstone I got, but honestly, I'm more impressed with the way I managed to find my way back. And I actually need some wood, and I can get the wood from the lush caves down in that cave through the portal, but I need bone meal, and this is a perfect way to get bone meal. Oh no, I just crafted most of that into dye. Oh well, I should still have enough bone meal to do this. So let's head back through and collect some wood. There we go. Honestly, sometimes I think I'm a genius. And that honestly should be enough wood. So I'll head back through and I'll craft a bunch of repeaters, some more slabs, and not to forget 1 more lever. And finally, I should be set to build this redstone line. This is where the lever will be. And hold on, I forgot to craft some torches. Actually, I'm just gonna move this right there. And there we go. That should be that all done. Now it's time to throw the tridents in. And that's all of them in. And let's just give it a quick test. So let's flick this lever, fly over here, and just make sure that all these are actually working properly, which it seems like they are. I'm actually going to replace the glass panes that were here because the gas blew them up. And there we go. That should be the farm completed. Before I forget, I should probably get rid of this whole thing right here. Let's turn the farm on. And here's the moment of truth. I'm going to turn my game mode to hard. And we should see gas spawning and getting killed. Look at that, it's working. There we go. That is so good. Well, that definitely should not be happening. Let me get out of the area, turn my game mode back to peaceful, and figure out what's wrong with the farm. But good news, there's already stuff in here. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I think the tridents are somewhat broken. For some reason, any ghast that spawn do not get killed, which obviously should not be the case. I was gonna build another one of these on the other side, but with the problems I'm having here, I don't think I'm gonna do that. It's kind of disappointing. I built up this entire thing and the tridents just don't work. Now, as you can see, it may be the case that I need to rethrow the tridents. Either way, I'm just gonna do that and see if that fixes anything. So let's try it now. And yeah, they all seem to be working. So let's try the farm again. And what is happening? Well, some ghast just died. All right, they're dying there. Why have you done that? Nope, let's not. No, that was so dumb. Some ghast were somehow able to escape the farm as well. I truly don't understand what is going on with this. And these tridents have stopped working as well. Well, guys, I'm glad to say I have found a solution. First of all, the whole trident problem that I was facing was simply because I kept walking out of the chunks while the farm was still on, which caused all the tridents to kind of bug out. So by simply taking out the tridents and then putting them back in, that should fix everything up. But then there was also that problem where ghast are spawning where they shouldn't be and actually escaping the farm. Alright, so this video was started in 1.20, but midway through the video 1.20 came out and this world updated to 1.21, and in 1.21, as I mentioned before, mob spawning changes. So now that instead of mob spawning in the northwest corner of a block, which they usually did, they will now spawn in the middle of a block. And to make a long story short, I need to make these platforms 5x5 instead of 6x6. And instead of taking all this down and rebuilding it with 5x5 platforms, I'm simply just literally gonna take out like the corner of each of the platforms and just make a 5x5. So honestly, it's not too bad of a fix. So basically, this is what it's gonna look like. And don't worry, I tested this out in a creative world and it worked very well. And I did try to see if spawn proofing with buttons would help instead, but really all that did was like alarmingly lower the rates. And when I tried mining out all the blocks, it worked so much better. So that's where we're gonna stick with. I was being cautious of all the blocks falling, but now I really don't care. Still gonna pick them up though. And that's the entire first platform done. Now just go down here and repeat the steps. There's a second layer cut out, and my inventory is now full, so I should probably go empty it in a shulker box. That way I can pick up the rest of these items. There's the third layer done, the fourth, and finally the fifth layer. And before I try the farm again, I actually want to move this chest to come all the way down to the AFK area. That way, when I'm sitting here, I can actually reach it. Now I just need to link up a bunch of hoppers, and I'll actually craft more chests. That way we can have a larger area for storage. I will connect hoppers going to those chests, and we're gonna connect them going all the way over there. And there we go, that's perfect. It'd also probably be wise to top all these hoppers off with some slabs, just so nothing spawns on them. And there we go. That seems to be everything completed. I'll turn on the farm one more time just to make sure that all the tridents are going. And everything seems to be in place. So I think it's now time that we turn the farm on and turn our game to hard mode. We should see ghast spawning anytime soon, and they should immediately go and get... There we go. It's working. Okay, we're gonna give it a few more tries. Okay, guys? There, over there, they're getting killed. Yes! It's working, guys. The farm is actually working. Oh my goodness. I've spent way too long on this video. But guys, the farm is actually working. And if we look in this, like, apparently that needs to be a little closer, but just, there we go. Look, there's actually stuff coming in. And if I hold my looting sword out as well, it'll increase the drops. So just a PSA, if you guys build this farm for yourself, make sure you build it like I have here. Learn from my mistakes. And I do need to torch it up a little bit more because as you can see, skeletons do spawn there. So I'll just go in there and add a few more torches in each of the corners. Well, for now, let me turn the farm off, set my game to peaceful, and just add the rest of the torches at the corners. That was a close one. Whoa. Wow. And that, I believe, is the farm fully finished. I am so happy this is over. Oh, but you guys didn't think that was all, right? Well, I'm actually going to build another one of those massive things on this side. And building that on the other side will help increase the rates. That's why I have so many extra items down there. So, and let us begin. Alright, I'm only joking, guys. There is no way I am about to build another one of these. This took so much time and effort and frustration. I cannot physically build another one right now at the moment. This works amazing with just one. So I think I'm happy with it. Maybe eventually in the future I'll build one, but guys, I put so much time into this video. I honestly just want to get it out. Oh, and if you're wondering why I had Trial Omen earlier in the video, you might want to tune into the next video to find out. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sit here in AFK, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Is the craziest raid farm in Minecraft history possible in 2026? With all the recent raid farm nerfs, I was curious to find out. And to my surprise, it is. Kind of. This is the 24 stacked raid farm. Imagine the raid farm you have, but with 24 of them. Is it as good as it used to be or completely pointless? Well, to find that out, I had to build the entire farm in my survival world. And I really should have double checked what changes were made to raid farms before doing that. Anyway, to get started, we'll head through this very, very long nether tunnel, through this portal, and that takes us to this pillager outpost, which, by the way, is in a very perfect area, super flat land, and it also has 4 spawn spots. How do I know it has 4 spawn spots? Well, you could do the whole method of placing a bunch of glass panes down and then seeing where they spawn from there, but I have a different method, actually, because literally, if you take a pumpkin, my goodness, leave me alone. Anyway, if you take a pumpkin and the stem is facing towards the chest, that means there are 4 spawn spots, and these are where all 4 of them are gonna be. And yeah, there we go. You'll see that they're spawning on the spawn spots. Let's go. And let's quickly get a max beacon down, and now I've got to tear down this entire thing, and here we go. Wow, that's a lot of items. Anyway, this next bit is gonna be pretty easy, to be honest. I'm just installing trident killers for all of these guys. Yo, side note, I've never seen a drown hold a banner. That's kind of tough. I'm gonna let, dude, what? And I'm gonna use iron blocks to mark out where they spawn, because I'm rich. I could do stuff like that. Ah, look, it's already working. Now, the tutorial does want us to have all the items collected from these kill chambers and be destroyed, but I actually want to keep them because I want the ominous potions from all the raiders. So that's already one modification I have to make. All right, there's every single killing little pod done for them. And with these 4 tridents thrown in, this is the entire mechanism done that'll get us all the ominous bottles. And this is where things get a little complicated, because the rest of this farm has to be properly chunk aligned. And if I mess up something here, it could ruin the entire farm for me. So I gotta really be careful. And first things first is to mark out the chunk border that the pillager outpost is in. And now to mark out 5 chunks going west, which is this direction. And if you're wondering what pack I use for the chunk borders, link for that is in the description. And with all the chunks finally marked out, you can see just the absolute scale of this farm. It's gonna be massive. And right above this chunk that I marked out is going to be the AFK area, which, as you can see, is gonna be a little more than just a little platform. We're gonna have like a roller coaster up here. It's gonna be so sick. Now, these rainbow wool blocks are actually pretty important, and you'll see why when I actually start stacking villages. And I just realized I did this entire thing wrong. Bro, this is so dumb. Thankfully, I didn't get too far though. Okay, there we go. That was a little annoying, but now we should be all good. And this is 1 layer of the AFK roller coaster. I need 2 more. But all this is also just the easy part. I'm not very excited for village stacking. That's not gonna be very fun. And there's so many changes I have to do to the killing chamber as well. That's gonna be so much. We'll get to that once we've completed everything over here. Perfect, there's the 2nd layer done. And to finish this off, we just need to connect all the platforms. And look, now we have a functioning roller coaster. Oh my goodness, my life is complete. Whee! Now, all the leaves over here are for spawn proofing. And then we also just have a massive roof going along the entire thing for phantom proofing. Now, this little platform that I'm building up right now is where all of the villagers will be going. Can I do this, Neo? Oh! That was so sick. Can I do it again? Oh! Hit the other Neo. No! Yeah, I'm not that cool. But yeah, where all this water is where all the villagers will be. That'll be done much, much later. And I just need to do that 2 more times. And with this done, I'm also gonna place a roof above the entire thing, just to make sure that lightning never hits these villagers. Obviously, that would be bad. Anyway, we're not gonna get the villagers in just yet, because we still have so much more to do. And now we're actually building the massive kill chamber for all the raids. This is gonna be fun. I'm kind of worried I'm gonna have to do a lot more terraforming. Nah, that's for my future self to worry about. Now, this is the little marker for the entire kill chamber. We have to fill this all in. Oh, well, not like that. Okay, so I need an additional 31 signs. Okay, give me a second. And that's gonna go all along here. And I guess I also need a load more buttons, which is just gonna go all along these blocks right here. But anyway, the tripwire hooks are actually how we activate the trident killers. So we just have an entire line coming all the way along here. Now, anytime something comes into the string, Yeah, there we go. The pistons go off. Sick. Oh my goodness. And you need an extra 31 buttons. Getting sick of these dumb buttons. And they just need to go all along these blocks. And I just fill that all in with water sources. And then I could finally throw in all of Alllay impaling 5 tridents. But finally, the entire killing chamber is done. This is where all the raids will be spawning and getting killed. If you're wondering why it's so far from the AFK spot, that's where the village stacking will come into play. Oh wait, add more leaves. Oh my goodness, so many leaves. And that is the entire kill chamber completed. Oh my goodness. This thing better work. This is taking so much time. And right at the bottom over here is where I'm gonna have a crazy 4x hopper speed item sorter with a 4x hopper speed crafter and a 4x hopper speed shulker loader all in one. It's really crazy. But I'm also gonna build that at the end because well, to be honest, I can't be bothered to right now. I'm also just gonna torch this place up because it is super dark under here. And now, all the way down at the very last chunk that we marked out, which is so far from everything else, we need to pillar up some blocks, and this is where all of the workstations will go. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, you see, we're actually stretching the village from all the way over there where all the villagers will be to this spot, and the way we do that is kind of crazy. You guys don't understand how unexcited I am for this. This is like the last thing I have to do before the farm is finally completed, but it's gonna take the longest amount of time. And if you saw my Iron Farm video, then you know stacking villages means a ton of platforms to be built, and that's exactly what I have to do for this too, which honestly wasn't really that bad, especially because for this one I don't have to keep making other platforms. It's just one incredibly long one. Anyway, the next thing to do, I need to grab a ton of villagers, and I'm talking like 48, 50 maybe. So good thing I conveniently built a villager breeder down over here, and it works pretty well. Shout out Blaze MC, link in the description. Also very important to have that 100 blocks away from where you're transporting these guys. Trust me, I messed it up once. Anyway, now these two guys will be linked to these beds. The first part of transporting them is pretty straightforward, and then it gets slightly complicated, but also not that bad. Anyway, to figure out who's the leader of this village, I'll place a bell, and whoever connects to it, what in the world? They don't link to stuff in the nighttime anymore, so you have to click on them to get them up. Okay, this guy is the village leader because the storm clouds were above him when I broke the bell. And now we move them. To remember that this guy's the village leader, I'm going to use a black bed for him. And for the nighttime, this first step of transporting them is literally the same as I did in my Iron Farm video. So if you want to understand this bit, go watch that video. Honestly, it's really hard to mess this up. Maybe I'll find a way though. I tend to do stuff like that. All right, and when we get to the crossroads, don't turn left. 1, because there's nothing there. 2, because, well, first of all, I actually need to find out who's going to link to this workstation. This guy. Awesome. And now we just got to take him along down this way. Okay, now that we've gotten both these guys over here, he will actually be the one that's going all the way down there. So the final bed of the village is going to go here. There we go. He links. And boom, shakalaka. Get in. I have to push him in. I think we got it. And then we also just have to break out this leaf so he can see the bed, actually. But yes. Now, in order to get this guy to walk all the way down, I'm gonna add a workstation here, and there you go, he linked to it. I just need to break the workstation first, take it along a certain distance, then go back, then we break this bed, place it over here, wait for him to link, and then we just keep repeating. Super simple stuff. So now I have to repeat this and do it going all the way down over there. Bro, that's so many chunks. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys as soon as I've done that. Oh my goodness, finally. That didn't take that long. It was like 7 minutes. Because I've brought this guy all the way over here, if he's connected to this fletching table, if I put another one down right here, you'll see green particles. Why? Well, believe it or not, we have stretched the entire village, which means that if we come down to this villager, he is now a Fletcher. Isn't that crazy? He's like 10 chunks away, and it's still part of the village. It's so crazy. That's the entire mechanism of this farm too. It's wild. So this village has been successfully stacked, or whatever. I don't know if you call that stacking yet. It's been successfully stretched, and unfortunately, I actually don't need this guy anymore. But that's okay, because unfortunately for that guy, he's expendable. But yeah, I'm literally just doing the exact same thing 24 times. I'll cut back to you guys if anything goes wrong, which I'm really hoping doesn't. Now, the only problem that I found was that you're not subscribed. Luckily, that's a pretty easy fix. thanks. Seriously though, I did end up having one issue that frustrated me for quite a bit. Basically, I've already gotten 5 stacked and stretched, and as I'm trying to do the 6th one, when I bring this guy all the way over here and place down a workstation, the guy over there does not link. And if I place one behind it, it will link to that one. It just will never link to this one. I don't really know. This is my 3rd time retrying this same village, and the same thing keeps happening. My solution was to pull out the big guns. I messaged a good friend Acadewolf to see if he could help me understand why this was happening. He has literally mastered village stacking, so I was hoping he could help. And during our conversation, he said this. Yeah. So I killed all 5 villagers I had already stacked and completely started over. I also never ran into the problem again, which it was pretty neat. So the entire row is complete, and I've removed everything else because, well, we won't be needing that anymore. But I've also gone ahead and gotten rid of the entire bridge. That did also mean I had to adjust a bit of the roller coaster, which sucks, but it's okay. I also have the minecart fall back onto this rail. When you're using the farm, by the time you get to the end, you don't want to go through again. You're gonna have to wait for all the raids to finish first. I'm also thinking all of these trapdoors need to go and instead be replaced with iron trapdoors. That way, when you're using the farm and drinking ominous potions, you're not accidentally opening the trapdoors. And it is now time to finally get to the entire item collection system for this farm. I actually need to collect all of these items, filter out the ominous bottles, and then have it go all the way to where I AFK. Also, my pickaxe is about to die, so let's see if I could do this before that happens. Okay, there we go. We're having all the streams connect to this one right here. And with this broken out, if I go ahead and turn on the Trident Killer, I should have a ton of items. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Now I just need to add a whole storage system to that, which is not gonna be that bad, actually. Anyway, I also grabbed a ton of materials to just build a storage system. I, however, did not bring target blocks, which is something I do need. Where am I gonna get wheat from? All right, we're doing this the old-fashioned way because I am way too lazy to be going back home and getting some wheat. And this is basically the entire item sorter. It's a very, very simplified one. I do need to sit here and actually collect some ominous bottles from here real quick, and then we could fill up all the item sorters. And while I do that, I want to take the time to mention that I have a Discord. If you want to chat and stuff, I don't really know what people do on Discord, but you should join. And also channel memberships. I've got those too. And beautiful, we've got some ominous bottles. And because of the way the sorter is set up, I only need 2 of each ominous bottle in each of these item hoppers. So we'll set all of those in. Okay, this entire line will go into a dropper. It'll be dropped into this water stream that goes all the way up to the AFK area. All this stuff needs to be covered up in leaves. And yeah, look at that. It'll all flow in very beautifully. Now we actually have a working ominous bottle farm. Now all the items will go up and straight into this chest. And I almost forgot, the last thing I have to do is actually deal with all the junk items, so I'm gonna have them all go straight into fire. No, I forgot fire spreads. That was not a genius move. And there we go. Now all the items should break on that cactus. So let's just turn on the lever and we'll sit here for a little bit and collect a load of ominous bottles. All right, this is cool, but I will have to AFK for a little bit more. And to get started on the crazy storage system that I'll go here, I need to mine out this entire chunk. Right here will be a line of packed ice that leads straight to this tube. And that's what will carry all the XP up to me when I'm AFKing up there. Now, this hole is 18 blocks deep, because that's how much space we need to fit the entire item sorter. Now, to separate the XP from all of the items, if I break away at this block, you'll see that some water flows down here and the rest flows over here. Basically, XP will float on top of the water streams, so it'll pass through this and never fall down, but the items, as you can see if I throw some items through, items will always get trapped in that hole and then they'll come down here. It's pretty simple water logic, and it makes everything so much easier as well. By the way, this is roughly the items you need for the entire thing. Anyway, to start, we'll build the 4x hopper speed item sorter. This thing is kind of crazy, actually. It's just using a ton of minecart hoppers going into 4 regular hoppers, but it's a pretty clever design. And this is the entire layout for the item sorter. In this top minecart, I need to add 10 stone in this slot, another 10 stone, 5 stone, 3 stone, and then the item that I want it to sort. And this I'm actually using for each of the items. So emeralds, redstone, glowstone dust, gunpowder, spider eyes, and in the last one, glass bottles. And yeah, that's all the items that I want to sort. Also, of course, I'm going to sort totems over here, but I really don't want to do that right now. What I do want to do, though, is show you how everything else will work. So under this hopper will go a crafter, and this will be the comparator that's reading it. That will lead into some redstone that kind of staggers down a little just like that. And we'll also just have another block there with a crafter off the side, a repeater facing out of it, and we want to disable 6 of these slots. Then we have an observer reading that redstone, going into a copper bulb, and then an observer reading that copper bulb. not like that. There you go. And that is the entire crafting system. This I completely had to design on my own, and I am so proud of it. It is a 2x hopper speed auto crafter that'll compact all your blocks, and it's also tileable, meaning instead of having a single 4x hopper speed item crafter, which I don't even think is possible, you can tile these up on a 4x hopper speed item sorter, and it'll work just fine. As you can see there, we have them tiled, and they won't interfere with each other, and it's just... Guys, I'm so happy with it. Anyway, then we have that going into a double chest up here. And this is where the Shulker Loader comes in, which I also happen to design on my own, which I'm also very proud of. Now, I did realize that because we're crafting down all the items, they'll be coming into the Shulker Loader at 1/9 of the speed. So I only have a single hopper speed item filter for it. And there we go. That is the entire Shulker Loader done. I also did forget I need to place a button here. It is a very, very compact, very simple 2i tileable design that I came up with. Anyway, that is an entire slice of the crazy item sorter that I have made. That's with the item filter, the crafter, and then the Shulker Loader. There are the crafters for the next one done. And as you can see, this thing is very easily tileable. I mean, look at that. That looks insane. It's just like 3 different things combined into one. Like Frankenstein of storage tech. It's a lie! You know when you just design something and you're just so proud of it because it's your own thing? Is that just me? I'm so proud of this, guys. Anyway, for the rest of the items that I'll have sorted out, I actually don't need the crafter or the Shulker Loader because not enough of it will come through to make it necessary. But yeah, that does mean we just have a ton of hoppers and chests coming all the way down here. And there we go. That is almost every single item sorter done for this farm. I just, of course, need to add the sorter that sorts the totems. And I'm also gonna decorate a little bit just because I never decorate and I feel like I should start. Anyway, this is it. This is the entire thing. I think it looks all right. I also did forget to mention earlier, the 4x hopper speed item sorter is by Slack Lizard, and the Shulker Loader is my design, but it is heavily inspired by a design by Slack Lizard as well. It is very much modified from his, but I did watch a video on a design of his and then kind of based it off of that. Both those videos will be in the description, by the way. Also, if you guys want to see a tutorial on this storage system, let me know. And I think it's so useful for farmers like this too. Also, let me know what you think of this little area. I think this beginning bit is really cool. And then you get down here and you can tell I kind of got a little lazy. I also kind of like the design of this too. I think it looks really nice. Anyway, that makes the farm entirely done, which is so insane. I cannot believe we're finished. Now, before I use the farm, I need to come over here and flick this lever. And that just basically sets the Alllay item sorter going. And now we'll head up to the platform. Oh my goodness, I really hope this all works, by the way. You technically don't need to flick the lever for this farm, but it is nice to have all that going while you're using the farm, so I'm gonna do that. I really hope I did everything right. Oh my goodness, hold on. I should probably get rid of this beacon, I think. I don't want any raids accidentally spawning on that. That would not be good. Oh man, I don't know why I'm so nervous. But I'll get in the minecart and we'll get going. I'm gonna stop here at this trapdoor, and this is when I need to drink an ominous bottle. There we go. So I've gotten the ominous effect. Now, the first thing that makes this farm so much slower is that there's a 15-second cooldown, I think, before a raid can actually start, which is so annoying. So every time I drink a potion, I have to sit here at this trapdoor and wait until it actually, as you can see, it's starting to blink now. It's so dumb. Why is Mojang doing this? Anyway, there you go. When that's finished, bell will ring only for that village, releasing me. And then when I'm here, I can go ahead, drink another ominous potion, and then I'm set. I could go. And there you go. You could see the raid bar going down, meaning they are spawning in the killing platform. There's the next one done, and then we'll drink the potion for this one. You should kind of make sure that you are holding your looting sword out between drinking ominous potions. That way you're still getting the looting effect. It's a little annoying, but I mean, it's fine, really. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good. All the raid mobs are dying. We're going through this pretty nicely. So I just have to repeat this 8 times going all the way down. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna be sent all the way back. And there we go. Wait, we got our first raid victory. So technically we can head back through and start drinking more ominous potions. But I'm not gonna actually go all the way through because I do want to see like how everything's holding up down there. Let me do a flyby over here. You can't release. Look at all those mobs in there. That's insane. Let's head down here. Let's see how this entire, oh my goodness, look at all the XP just flowing down. And I'm just gonna kind of sit here and wait for all those raids to be done, and then we'll check to see how many items we got from 9 raids I think I just started. But wait, because after that I'm gonna test the hourly rates of this farm to see just how much Mojang really nerfed raid farms. And I'm actually really curious for this. But I think we're done. I think it's over. Let's head down and let's actually use this staircase because, you know, I built this for a reason. It also looks kind of nice. I kind of like it. Oh my goodness, look at all the totems I got. So here we have the glass bottles, not a lot of those. Spider eyes, really not a lot. Gunpowder, not a lot as well. Glowstone, not a lot. And we don't have any shulker boxes of the redstone or the emeralds, but the cool thing that I love so much about this shulker loader, anytime you want, you could just press the button. And there we go, 26 redstone blocks, which isn't bad. And for the emeralds, dude, look at that, a stack in 31 emerald blocks from one use of this farm. That's not bad, but I do want to see the hourly rates of this farm. So for the next hour, I will be up here running the farm, and we can finally find out just how crazy this farm is. Also, I'm finding that the ominous potions are a little buggy. Like, after nearly an hour of using the farm, now instead of, as you just saw, instead of there being a cooldown after I drank the potion, I immediately get the raid effect, but then there's a cooldown after I drink the potion and get the raid effect. There's just like a few inconsistencies like that with these ominous bottles, and it's so annoying. Also, real quick, if you have any other mega farms that you want me to try, definitely let me know down in the comments. And if you guys want to see a video where I test a ton of mega farms and see if they're real or fake, let me know down in the comments as well. And nothing seems to be spawning where they shouldn't, so I think we're good on that end, which is actually kind of awesome. I'll give my final thoughts of the farm at the end of the video. And there we go. That is the last raid I have to do before the hour. And now I just have to wait for all of the raids to actually finish. Real quick though, one thing I am noticing is that I'm not getting any XP from this farm, and it's because for whatever reason, when I'm over here, the XP despawns or something. I don't actually really know. And there we go. That is every raid done. Now it's time to check to see just how much stuff I got from an hour of AFKing at this farm. I guess let's start with the totems of undying. Oh my goodness! I was not expecting 7 shulker boxes of totems. Okay, that is insane. I'm never gonna need totems ever again. So that didn't really disappoint. Wow, we got a lot of glass bottles, quite a bit of spider eyes, quite a few gunpowder, a little bit of glowstone dust, but the real thing I want to check is the redstone and the emerald blocks. All right, we didn't get a full shulker, which is expected, but let's see just how much is in this shulker box. Okay, that's not bad. Definitely isn't a great source of redstone, but that's what witch farms are for, which is good thing I have one. And for the emerald blocks, again, also not a shulker box. I'm hoping it has more than the redstone blocks though. Yeah, I mean, that is a respectable amount of emeralds. Okay, let me do some math. How many emeralds is that actually? Okay, so that's 7,650 emeralds in this shulker box right here, which is pretty good. It's better than my the emerald farm I made. This is about 2,400 redstone, which is also pretty nice. So is this farm really that worth it? Well, in older versions, the 24 stacked raid farm, the entire thing, as Mikehomer had designed it, produced 20,000 emeralds an hour. So we're getting roughly 1/3 of that, give or take a few thousand. Honestly, I don't know how worth it is to stretch the village if you're only using 8 villages though. I feel like someone's got to design a better version of an 8-stacked raid farm that doesn't require stretching, because I just think it's completely unnecessary at this point. To be honest, I don't really know if this farm's that worth it. I just think this is too much for what it gives, to be honest. Yeah, that is the 24 or 8 stacked raid farm. If you guys want to see how I built the craziest iron farm in Minecraft Bedrock, then click the video that's on screen right now. God bless you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.